Hello. So I've been studying and working in design for a while now, and in different parts of the world: India, Spain, Singapore, currently in Spain. And honestly, I've tried so many different fields in design, from architecture, urban design, UX, graphic design, branding, research, psychology, even philosophy, etc. And the more I do, the more I realize that design world is kind of frustrating. Yes, you heard me right. It's very frustrating because design was supposed to make the world better place, right? That's what we are told in design schools, that we can shape experiences, change systems, and make things meaningful. And that's true to some extent. I'm not saying that we cannot do that. Obviously, we can do that. It's just that most of the days it doesn't feel like that. Like, I was reading this book by Silvio Lorusso, titled as What Design Can't Do. It's a very powerful book. I would really recommend to read it. He starts with saying that design is broken. Yes, you heard me right. And that line is stuck with me since then. I read it. And he's also right. Designers used to believe they were shaping a better world, but now most of us just feel tired, powerless, and used by the system. Design was supposed to give us control and meaning, but now it just gives us deadline, anxiety, and hundreds of emails. And I think part of that comes from how design today keeps trying to fix chaos in place of learning how to exist with it or even redefine the problems we live in. And because we look at design from the perspective of right and wrong, that this logo needs to be bigger, this needs to be smaller, or etc. But that's not the case. Design is not like that. Design is like life, messy. And Silvio also talks about this idea called form follows format. So he's basically trying to say that we never start from zero. There are softwares, there are templates which are already deciding what are our limits in designing anything, which is true. Like, we are surrounded by so many different platforms, so many different tools we use in our design lives, in our creative process. Think about it. Instagram decides what looks good. Behance decide what's professionalism. Figma, Canva, and PowerPoint, all these platforms already shape what we make. So we are not really free, to be honest. We are just filling in someone else's format, and that's true. And that's kind of sad too, because design used to mean freedom, curiosity, imagination, but right now it feels like we are designing for algorithm instead of people. Everyone is trying to design things which are more viral. Everyone is trying to make things for platforms to do crazy marketing, etc. And that's also important. And I'm not saying that we don't need money. Obviously we do, and designers need to be paid well to live comfortably. But what I'm trying to say is that even in school we are told that we have power, that we can fix problems, change the world, make things better. But when you enter the real world, most of the time you are just resizing the logo or making things pop. It's funny, and it happens. I'm being real here. And sending proposals or adjusting slides for the 10th time. And it's not that those things doesn't matter. They do matter. But the gap between what we were promised and what actually is, that's where the frustration lies. Like, either we should have those mindset and critical thinking to really achieve those things which we are promised, not just living with a system which is literally using us. And I see so many designers trying to look active or inspired online because you kind of have to, right? You have to post, share, attend things, talk about values, sound creative even when you are exhausted and feeling empty inside. For example, on LinkedIn, most of the people just try to be active on it just to prove that they are serious about their work. But that's not how it should be, to be honest. Like, you posting something about your work on LinkedIn doesn't mean that you are serious always about it. I mean, like, it got its own advantages and disadvantages, but it's sad. You have to post, you have to share, attend things, talk about values, or even sound creative. And it's very sad, to be honest. And it's weird. We started designing because we cared, but now we spend most of our energy performing that we care. Isn't that sad? So, what do we do about it? Is there a solution? Obviously, I don't think there could be a right or wrong kind of solution for this. Like, we cannot put this thing in a box because design is kind of life. Life is messy, unorganized, emotional, unpredictable. So we need to stay with the trouble here in order to really try to make some change in the system. And I don't think this answer to this is quitting the system, or I think it's more about using the system but differently. So we need to redesign design itself. I know it's a very big term, and it's hard to explain as well, but I'll try my best. What I mean by redesigning design itself is that the design is never neutral. Every design decisions already comes from a point of view. Right now, most design still follows a very Western mindset. Clean, fast, minimal, optimized. But life doesn't look like that. And I'm not saying that the Western mindset is bad. No, I'm not saying that. They have their own places and we are living with it. And they are successful in their own ways, in this economy, etc. But maybe we can try to make it more, design system more like life system. We can try to make it more critical thinking, and I think that's what we are missing today, critical thinking. We don't think deeply anymore. We don't question enough. We just follow trends, make things aesthetically pleasing, just to make them sell or move on. And I'm not saying, again, that money is not important. It is. It is very important. But what if we could show the world that critical design, thoughtful design also works? And that projects with meaning still can be successful, still be funded, and still be valuable. So I've seen examples. It's not that examples doesn't exist. Examples exist. Those kind of projects do exist. Like these campaigns in Italy or Australia, where design and psychology merged together to create something powerful, emotional, and socially impactful, which really change the way people think and the way people perceive things. And designers are being paid for real, meaningful work there. So the problem isn't that design can't make money. The problem is that we haven't shown the world that this kind of design deserves money too. So we need to build a space for it, a new branch maybe, who knows, of design that connects creativity, economy, and empathy. And I feel that values not just aesthetics but awareness. Imagine a design culture that's not obsessed with trends but with thinking. Yes. And the problem with critical thinking is not in just design world. I think it's all of our surrounding. Now with this social media, we are thinking less and less, especially critically thinking and questioning things. And that could be the topic for another video. Like, it's a whole another rabbit hole we can talk about for hours. But for now, going back to the design world, I think that's not about proving our worth, but showing it through projects that actually make sense, even if no one asked for them. That's what I try to do in my free time, work on small ideas that I care about. For example, sharing my thoughts, to sharing my ideas. Maybe it could inspire someone else to do something else, which could lead to a new branch of design. Who knows? Like, it's about community. It's about connecting with people around the world and really thinking critically about things. But honestly, that's where I feel like a designer. So yeah, design has its own problems, but I don't think it's hopeless. I think this generation of designers has the chance to rethink everything. And I have a name for it, 21st century designer, and I call myself that. It could be a bit like self-centered, but I would not say that. But I got inspired by the book named 21 Lessons for 21st Century by Yuval Noah Harari, and I thought, what if we name ourselves 21st century designer, who are working in this unpredictable world and trying to create something in this world which is all the time evolving, changing with algorithms, AI, and whatnot, is always changing. So I think this generation has a chance to rethink everything, from how we work, how we get paid, what we make, and most importantly, why we make it. So design doesn't have to, I would say, doesn't have to fix this chaos, but maybe it can help us live through it better, or maybe redefine and discuss and talk about those things which needs to be talked about. And I think, and that's enough reason to keep trying. I hope you like this video. Thank you.